Sound of Freedom. For those of you who don't know, Sound of Freedom is a true story about child trafficking. Seems like a movie everybody could get behind, you know what I mean? No. For those of you who don't know, Disney bought 20th Century Fox a couple years back. Sound of Freedom was one of the movies in that run of shit they bought from 20th Century Fox. Disney refused to make it. Angel Studios eventually got the rights to the movie. They didn't have all the funding to put it out, crowdsourced it to make it happen. Sound of Freedom's already broke even. It cost $15 million to make. They did $15 million on the 4th of July. Angel Studios has this angel program where you can actually buy tickets to be donated to other people. They have sold over $2 million worth of those tickets. Now, it's funny because the left is bashing them for this. Going with the $15 million isn't really real because $2 million of those were tickets. Okay, so your argument is people like this movie so much they bought tickets they didn't even fucking use. Idiots. They paid extra to see the fucking movie. And that's your argument? Disney put Elementals out only 2.5 weeks ago and put Indy out just last week. So they put two of their biggest fucking IPs up against this movie and lost. Now everybody says, oh, well, Disney couldn't put this movie out because the subject matter is too touchy. They couldn't have put it out under the Disney umbrella, but they sure as fuck could have put it out under the 20th Century Fox umbrella. So don't fuck with me about that. The story is the story of Tim Ballard, the founder of Operation Underground Railroad. Sound of Freedom walks viewers through how Ballard resigned from his special agent status with the U.S. Homeland Security investigations and decided to set out on a mission to rescue children from Latin American cartels and human trafficking rings. That's what the movie is about, and it's a true story. Everybody should like it. Here's the story with Disney. Filming ended in 2018. Sound of Freedom landed a distribution deal with 20th Century Fox. Unfortunately, after Walt Disney acquired 20th Century Fox, Sound of Freedom ended up being one of the projects the studio shelved. They didn't even have to do anything. It was done. It was filmed. The producer took it to Angel Studios. The studio acquired worldwide rights to the movie and used equity crowdfunding to raise money for its marketing and distribution. According to the Wall Street Journal, Angel Studios garnered $5 million in 2 weeks from 7,000 people when they crowdfunded the project. Its overall budget, $14.5 million. Basically what it made on the 4th of July. Sound of Freedom earned $11,563,000 in ticket sales, and they had another 2.7 in pay it forward tickets, which are the tickets the studio allows you to buy to give to other people that are coming to see the show, which now lefties are arguing those shouldn't count. Those people still went and saw it. They just didn't pay. Someone paid double, someone else went for free. It all evens out. Why would Disney say no? Well, then you mix that with why are lefties so upset about this fucking thing? You guys keep telling me, you're fucking conspiracy theorists. We're not after your children. Okay, then why are you gunning so hard against a movie that is bringing up child sex trafficking? Here's The Guardian. Sound of Freedom, the QAnon adjacent thriller seducing America.
Does it even mention Q?
No. So what they're talking about is Caviezel has talked publicly about the evil cabal of elite motherfuckers that are trafficking children, but that's a conspiracy theory. That's what they're talking about because QAnon says the same thing.
Oh, so just because it happens to line up with...
That's their thin ass thread. Yes. Fuckheads. Here's how this review starts by The Guardian. Type the word Sound of Freedom into Twitter, and in fucking parentheses it says, decent people who wish to live good, happy lives under no circumstances actually do this. What? So you started your review by telling me that a true story about trafficking children and how horrible it is, even typing the word Sound of Freedom into Twitter, is not something good, happy people should do under any circumstances. Fuck you. It says the search will yield dozens of triumphant reports crowning about the improbable victory of a film over the likes of Indiana Jones at the box office this week. That's not, strictly speaking, accurate. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny had already been out for 5 days. Dial of Destiny has Disney and fucking Lucasfilm behind it. Who's heard of Angel Studios before? And then it says, but for a fleeting moment this past 4th of July, while the intended audience of Indy's latest outing was presumably spending time with their family and friends at barbecues or in other social situations, an unoccupied fandom rallied by the star Jim Caviezel claimed the day. What? Now here's the other thing they bash him for. At the end of the movie, the credit roll warns of a special message in 2 minutes. Then Caviezel himself appears to say that though we might be feeling frightened or saddened, he'd like everyone to leave with a message of hope for the future and tries to get people to donate to causes that help this. And they're talking about how wrong that is. Okay? So let me get to the bottom of this fucking article by The Guardian and just read what it says down here. Here's the last line of their review. I hope you appreciated this article. Before you move on, I was hoping you would consider taking the step of supporting The Guardian's journalism. If you can, please consider supporting us just once from $1, or better yet, support us every month with a little more. Thank you. You fuckhead motherfuckers. You just trashed a movie for wanting to raise money to help child trafficking, saying how ignorant that was to peddle at the end of a movie, and then peddled for yourself at the end of the review. What the ever-loving fuck? Fuck off. And then let's back that up with Rolling Stone. Sound of Freedom is a superhero movie for dads with brain worms. That's what Rolling Stone had to say about it. Here we go again. The QAnon-tinged thriller about child trafficking is designed to appeal to the conscience of a conspiracy-addled boomer. You fucking dicks. You mean there's no cabal of elites trafficking children? Epstein?
Convicted, but of trafficking to nobody.
To nobody. Client list won't come out. There's no evil cabal of elites trafficking children, but there was an elite that had an all-elite client list that no one in the world is allowed to see that was trafficking children. Fucking conspiracy theorists. Here's Rolling Stone's fucking great brain take. Based on a true story I heard from somewhere across the theater. Fuck you. And let's go with Jezebel. Sound of Freedom is an anti-child trafficking fantasy fit for QAnon. They were all given talking points. You see this?
Obviously.
Here's their brilliant review. Never trust a pedophile doesn't quite have the ring of I'll be back or yippee-ki-yay motherfucker. Terminator and fucking Die Hard. But it suffices as a one-liner in Alejandro Monteverde's child trafficking action flick Sound of Freedom. I'm fine with the line never trust a pedophile. The role actually gives Caviezel the opportunity to spout several extremely self-serious one-liners, like when he explains why he's in the line of work he's in. Quote, because God's children are not for sale. Or when he tearfully recites over 2 million children a year are being sucked into the deepest recesses of hell. At last, QAnon's camp appeal gets the cinematic exploration it demands. Are you motherfucking kidding me here? Rolling Stone and Guardian, big fucking master, and here's Jezebel. Same fucking talking points, and trying to make fun of it. Like making fun of the one-liners and shit, and there's nothing wrong with any of them. Never trust a pedophile? I'm good with that as a movie one-liner. God's children are not for sale? Yep, I'm good. Then over 2 million children a year are being sucked into the deepest recesses of hell? Okay. It's not yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. That's what they said. Or I'll be back. What? So here they try to cover their ass at the bottom of this. After they say all that, a few qualifications up front. The exploitation of children is a real problem that no one besides the exploiters wants. Yeah. They said this movie sucks. It's a bunch of bullshit one-liners. It's QAnon conspiracy theory. Child sex trafficking isn't real. And then they go in little tiny print at the bottom. It says, oh, by the way, child sex trafficking is real. This guy is the real deal. He shared footage with the fucking House Foreign Affairs Subcommittee and was appointed by Donald Trump to the Council to End Human Trafficking. Oh, by the way, that council was terminated in 2020. So get this. The Partnership Advisory Council to End Human Trafficking was terminated the second Joe Biden got into office.
That doesn't seem weird.
But hey, we're coming for your children is horse shit. Right-wing conspiracy theorists. James Woods had it right. Love James Woods. Here's James Woods. I had no intention to go see Sound of Freedom, but the hysteria of the corporate press has piqued my interest. When they get their panties in a twist over a simple heroic story about a man saving abused children, you know the movie is touching a nerve, which is the fucking truth. And you guys make it look so goddamn obvious. To anybody that has a brain cell in their head, they're reading your reviews going, wait a minute, you're just fucking dogging it to dog it. You don't have any real bad things to say. You're making shit up. By the way, Rotten Tomatoes has this movie at 100% audience score with well over 3,000 reviews, which is nuts. Oh, Sound of Freedom has dropped. Reviewer score 75% with 20 reviews. Audience score over 5,000 ratings now, 99%. So let's see who the negative asshat was. Jezebel, who we just talked about. Here's Rolling Stone. To know thousands of adults will absorb Sound of Freedom, this vigilante fever dream, and come away thinking themselves better informed on a hidden civilization crisis, well, it's profoundly depressing. Worse still, they'll want to spread the word. What? Oh my God. People are going to see this movie and want to spread the word about the problem of child sex trafficking. RogerEbert.com, a solemn drawn-out bore. Roger Moore from Movie Nation. The villainous characters are caricatures, but I don't buy virtually any of the performances, and the Sound of Freedom's funeral pacing and struggling manipulations left me cold when I was expecting big emotional moments that never came. Dude, I've seen people come out of the theater that said they bawled for an hour solid during this thing. And what's even crazy is I've heard tons of people talking, because it's only PG-13. So what they did is they said that they somehow have managed to make you feel what was happening to these kids and know what was happening to these kids to the point that it fucking broke your soul without actually showing any of it and kept a PG-13 rating. Rolling Stone just came out and said it. Worse still, people that see this movie will want to spread the word. I mean, holy fuck. I want to go see this movie so bad it's not even fucking funny. For no other reason than they've gone so hard against it, there must be a point.
Please share, like, and subscribe.